It's the best part, especially. I could say that Curse is going to win this game already because they have a full team of 5 skins, whereas Pure, they're lacking 2 skins, so already they're at a disadvantage in my mind.
Well, the one thing there is I've actually been trying to get a Soraka skin myself, but the darn skins haven't been on sale since like October of last year. No sales on Soraka skins. What's up with that? So
No love for
that may be
Soraka
the case
skins.
there. Yeah, no love for Soraka, surprisingly. But yes, we got a nice selection of skins coming in here, and here we go. We've got the game starting out. Let's see what items both sides choose to pick up here, and see if anything unusual comes out. Oh, look, even got some love here in the chat from the pink Tark skin coming out from Pure Funk, the Graves player here, complimenting Elements on his Armor the Fifth Age Tarek skin.
Well, as we know, Elements is a very fabulous League of Legends player, so it only fits that his skin complements that.
Indeed. The one thing that I noticed right away is notice the build that Elements has here. He's got boots and 2 wards, so he does not have the traditional Fairy Charm opening on a support. So he's going for a very aggressive play there with that boots first start, because he will be set back on the passive gold. He's obviously looks like he's going to be going for more aggressive stuff with kills, and we might have an engage right here. Both teams are right next to each other. RA Charm not hitting anyone as the two teams pass right next to each other, but no actual initiation started right there. Very close between the two teams.
Yeah, actually, we could have seen a little bit of a level 1 engage there, but the Ari Charm did not land point. Pure actually kind of figured that this was going on, it looked like, as they kind of were hesitant to go in the bush and maybe thought that something fishy was going on. This, of course, is going to be a very smart play from Team Curse, because the one thing about Nautilus in the jungle is he's really going to want to get that blue buff, and it looks like we're actually going to have what could be a blue buff switch, as the rest of Curse is still camping in this tri-bush up at the top lane here, spamming all their taunts and recalls, but Pure is just opted to go for the enemy blue buff. So even though both teams, going for a little bit of invade, not much is really going to come out of this. Both Nocturne and Nautilus are going to wind up with Wolves and a blue buff. I think what's really going to happen, the first thing that's going to really shake things up is if Nocturne continues on this counter jungling path, because like you said, Nautilus's weak point is that he has a very, very slow jungle clear.
Indeed, so both teams a little outsmarting themselves almost. Both teams going to the enemy team's Wolves Blue, and so they're going to do the traditional jungle start for both junglers, but in the enemy team's jungle right there. And I do feel like this works out a little bit better for Team Pure, just because I feel like Curse's level 1 is stronger there. They have Tark Stun, they had RE Charm, not nearly as much sort of hard crowd control on the part of Team Pure, so they'll probably be pretty happy for this. And now, right now, we actually have 3 members of Curse setting up for a gank in top lane, including Tarek. There comes the Tarek Stun out. There's the exhaust going down on Warwick. The Fear Tether from Nocturne. Oh, and that's an unfortunate direction to run. So there is First Blood in top lane. There is the Tarek pick working out beautifully, as I will say, with the pink armor right there. And First Blood going down to Team Curse onto Nocturne.
I was going to say, this is going to be interesting because Elements actually had enough money to go back and pick up a Fairy Charm or even more wards, as you did wind up picking up a Vision Ward on top of extra health potions. Now he's coming back into lane with even more wards and more Vision precedence, which means that bottom lane for Curse is going to be next to impossible to go into without anybody from the other team noticing this. And I did like to point out that everybody from each lane kind of got back to their lanes at the same kind of time, so it's very interesting to see that Pure didn't recognize Tarek was not with Urgot, so they could have had a little bit of a heads-up play on that gank up top, but unfortunately, maybe the communication wasn't as good, or maybe they just didn't scout it out all the way, but considering everyone got to the same place at the same time, it was really interesting to see Warwick going.
We actually have an RE Charm hitting on mid on Mordekaiser right now, and St. Vicious Nocturne is right there as well, and he does have double buff right here. There's the flash onto Mordekaiser. That Fear is going to run in exactly the wrong way once again. And another proc right there hitting onto Nautilus. Is he going to fall as well? Yes. So 2 more kills in mid, and this is not the start the Team Pure wanted in this match. They are way behind already, and we're only at the 3.5-minute mark.
No, it was definitely not what Pure wanted for them. But the thing is, too, Nocturne and Ahri being able to spread out their crowd control at delayed intervals. Like you said, Mordekaiser has no crowd control in the middle, which makes him a little bit of an unsung choice to see as a middle laner. Nautilus has basically all the crowd control besides Warwick's ultimate on Team Pure right now. So what the thing is that Curse is going to be able to go into these lanes and have better gank potential, as we saw in the middle lane, we saw in the top lane already. Whereas Pure is more of a team fight-centric team, so if they continue to get dominated in the laning phase like this, like you said, we might not even see them get to the team point phase of this game.
Yeah, there's an excellent chance that we won't see that. We actually have St. Vicious's Nocturne setting up for a gank in top lane as well right now. There comes out the Fear proc. Warwick does not have Flash right now. He did use it in that last fight, and that's going to be another kill for St. Vicious. He now is 3:01, the 4.5-minute mark, playing a beautiful game here right now. He's just, wherever he goes on the map, people for Team Pure end up dying instantly, so he really has had control of this particular one. Definitely the case where Team Pure just wants to survive the laning phase. They just want to be able to farm, but there's just so much laning dominance right now on the part of Team Curse. Right now, they're actually just using their combo down in bottom lane. A stun from Taric forces out a flash from Soraka. They just using that Taric stun into the Urgot corrosive charge, and then just dealing so much damage right there in lane. But Elements is going to face check right into Nautilus right here. He's going to use the stun. Let's see if he manages to get away. No pressure from mid coming down because Nijeki has almost picked up another kill mid as well. So it looks like he's going to be okay, but a little bit of a danger right there, and he's actually going to pink the Tri-Brush and kill the ward coverage, adding insult to injury right there. We actually even see a call for Dragon going out right here on the part, of course, a very early Dragon, but looks like they're going to be in good position to get this.
And the thing is with Pure right now, they have wards in their inventory, they're just not using them. Warwick up top, it was very, very good timing by St. Vicious. This is the first time Warwick actually pushed off of his tower in that top lane. He has a ward in his inventory he actually still hasn't used, and St. Vicious was in that bush as soon as Warwick pushed up a little bit. So Warwick, you know, really weird that he hasn't actually thrown that ward down yet. I don't know if he just kind of forgot he had it in his inventory or not, but if Pure wants to survive this laning phase, what they're going to have to do is ward up a ton, so they can't let St. Vicious continue the dominance over the map that he has already. He's gone back.
Tom, I think that he wanted to put that ward down. He just didn't even have a chance because he was pushed under his tower, and the minute he pushed out, then Nocturne was already right there. You can see he has placed the ward down now, but he's placed it in sort of the most defensive place possible, right next to him. So he's still very vulnerable to a lane gank up there in top lane, and in all honesty, I think we're probably going to see an early Oracle coming out relatively soon as well, just because St. Vicious's Nocturne has so much gold on hand. There's a good chance he'll just grab the early Oracle and start clearing out wards. We'll see what he chooses to do. There's an excellent chance that he'll do that as he roams around the map. And indeed, if you notice top lane right now, he's going for that lane gank in top because Pobelter saw where the ward went down, so he knows he's going to tell his teammate where he can go to avoid that. And oh, it looks like they're just going to straight dive right now. Level 6 coming out from Nocturne. There's the paranoia. Is Pobelter going to die to this ignite? Nope. He's going to survive just barely with about 5 HP right there. Just barely having enough to survive that. And once again, missing out on another huge wave of farm for poor Cocaine, the Warwick player, who's just been absolutely picked on mercilessly in this match.
We are going to see that Nocturne is going for a little bit of an invade here, but he did run into a Nautilus, so that's going to deter any sort of blue buff steal from going down. But instead, Curse is going to feel fine just taking down the top tower. So they really do have a commanding lead. An early Oracle's Elixir on St. Vicious, even on Elements, because Elements seems to love his Oracle's Elixirs in the bottom lane. It's going to be devastating because that's the one kind of advantage that Pure can have in this game right now that is really going to give them a shot at coming back against Curse. We see right now that
blue is warded, yes, so we think that we are going to see a fight here. Pobelter is quite low, and Nijeki really doesn't have much mana, so we'll see how this actually ends up going down right here. That blue is going to be taken, Smite stolen by St. Vicious. Now, can he manage to make it out of here? There's the flash coming out, the ignite and the ultimate coming out from Mordekaiser. That should get Pobelter, so they now do have a ghost right here. But their team is just so underleveled. St. Vicious very low as well. The blood scent is on him. We'll see if Warwick can manage to chase him down and get that last Q, or will it be spell shielded? Needs to wait for that to wear off, and yes, does get the kill. Mordekaiser picking up 2 kills there, double kill. So a little bit over aggressive on the part of Curse. It did mention that their team was a little bit low, but they still did go in for that blue steal anyway, and it just ended up not working out for them.
Yeah, the thing was when Warwick came around, Warwick was not even level 6 yet, so they didn't have to worry about the ultimate coming down or anything, but I think they really misjudged the DPS output on Mordekaiser's ultimate. Mordekaiser, with the Ignite and the ultimate, was able to take down Pobelter because of how low Pobelter was at the beginning of that fight. If Pobelter wasn't in the fight, I think it would have went completely differently. It would have just been a 2 versus 2, and I think Curse might have had the upper hand, but like you said, Mordekaiser's Ghost winds up turning the tide of fights, as after that, St. Vicious just instantly melted with that amount of damage, and they gave chase down underneath the tower, just not fast enough to escape Mordekaiser at that point. And now 2-1 on Mordekaiser, even though he's down in farm to Ahri right now, that kill's basically going to make them even, if not been pretty much even. Mordekaiser with about 12 or 13 less CS than Ari, so they're about even right now.
He's about 600 gold behind, but he was over 1,000 gold behind before that, so that helps him out substantially. Nijaki obviously not too concerned by Mordekaiser since he's gone with the passive gold as his first item. He's got the lucky pick there ticking away. We'll see what he chooses to buy on this trip. He's gone and grabbed the Sork shoes, and he's grabbed the Giant's belt right there, so he's doing a... He's got the Giant's belt, which should, you know, keep him alive in lane, and we'll see where he chooses to go from there. He can still kind of turn his build into all sorts of different stuff. We haven't seen too many items completed yet. We've seen the Wriggles initially coming out on Nocturne. He's got the Heart of Gold as well. We've got the Brutalizer on Urgot. Again, a standard item early on Urgot. One of the reasons why he synergizes so well with Taric is they can stack the armor penetration from Taric's Shatter Aura along with the armor penetration from the Brutalizer, and it looks like Elements going forward again. That the Corrosive Charge coming down on Soraka. She is going to flash out right now. I don't think they quite have the damage to finish this off, but again, they popped the flash off of Soraka right there. And in that bottom lane, Cop and Elements definitely dominating as expected right there. Just a very, very strong laning combination in bottom lane, difficult to deal with.
Yeah, and Elements is just such an aggressive support that they're really taking advantage of the Soraka in the bottom lane. The thing is, Soraka has a heal. She's a really great sustained support, but there's an 18.8 second cooldown on that heal right now.
We actually do have a gank coming in mid. Pobelter's come down from top lane. He has that red buff. He's been ulted by Mordekaiser, but Nijaki is right there as well. And Nijaki's going to pick up that kill. We saw the Lee Sin kick knocking him back. And now looks like we have a fight going on in bottom lane. Here comes the ultimate in from Nocturne. Stun going out onto Graves right now. There is going to be the kill. Nautilus was down there trying to help out the team, but they just don't have the damage. We actually do have a fight in mid as well. And let's see, I'm actually gonna, let me just rewind back and take another look there at that fight in mid, since we had the camera down in bottom lane. Let's see how this ended up happening. Oh, Warwick ulted onto Pobelter there, got the Ignite on him, and that was how they picked up that kill in middle lane. So I'll try to speed us back up so we can get back to live action here. Fights going on all over the map.
Yeah, and this is actually just going to prompt Curse to wind up taking another tower down on the bottom lane. So now Pure, they've lost their towers on bottom and top, so those two lanes are not going to be as farmed as you would hope them to be. And this is just going to let Curse continue to roam around the map, like we said, continuing to gain map dominance, continuing to press all their early advantages. Nobody on Curse right now has an Oracle's Elixir at this point, so Pure is still going to have the opportunity to try to counter ward and get a little bit more vision. They've been doing an okay job with it at top lane, as they do have a ward kind of by Curse's ward in the top lane, but bottom lane, you know, they've had to ward so defensively because of how aggressive Elements is. There's wards in their own brushes. There's not even a ward over in their tri-brush in the middle, in the bottom lane. So because of that aggressive element support, not only is it letting Urgot pick up kills and harassing down, taking advantage of the long cooldowns on Soraka, but they're denying even more vision from Pure's side of the field, and they, you know, it's prompting them to take an early dragon before, they're going to take another dragon right now, and Pure just really doesn't know what's going on at this point. Although actually they do kind of, because they have a little bit of a ward down here by dragon, but they really can't do anything to contest it right now because of how pushed away they are from their lanes.
No, they were definitely aware that that dragon was being done. They just weren't really in a strong enough position to take it. Unfortunately for them, I thought it was telling that Pobelter actually went back to top lane, even though he knew the dragon was up. He didn't feel that he needed to be down there for a dragon fight. Anyway, we have a fight being initiated with the Urgot swap on the Nautilus. Nautilus just explodes under all the damage. Warwick is coming in here. It's actually a 4v5 on the side of Curse, but it looks like they're going to win anyway. They have Pobelter up in top lane split pushing. He's now over at the blue buff of Team Pure, and even though he doesn't really need blue, he'll probably just steal it anyway to try to deny it to the other team. It is warded though, and it looks like Team Pure is coming up here. Graves is going to quick shot over the wall. Pobelter needs to get out of here. He's been Warwick ulted right there. He is going to be able to get out. The rest of the team continuing to chase, but it looks like Pobelter is going to be okay. Going to get out over the wall with that particular flash. We do still have a lot of little poking back and forth in mid, not a sort of a true team fight. We'll see if anyone goes for an initiate here, but it looks like Curse really wants to try to get that middle tower down. They've already got both of the other two outer towers. I'm sure they'd love to get that mid in order to open up the playing field. We do have a little bit of an initiation on Warwick, maybe not the target they necessarily want to focus. He's taking a lot of harass, but it looks like he's going to be okay. All 5 members of Team Pure are hanging out in mid, desperately trying to defend this tower. Meanwhile, St. Vicious just split pushing down in bottom lane with nobody down there in sight.
Yeah, that's the thing. They're trying to keep Pure as concentrated on that middle lane as possible, while St. Vicious is split pushing on the bottom lane. That tower almost at half HP already. There are only 3 members of Curse in the middle lane, which kind of made it fishy that Pure was sticking around for that long. St. Vicious with the split push on bottom lane was really, really good, but now they distracted Pure, and the 3 members of Curse are still kind of hanging around. Pole Belter and Nijaki kind of swapping out roles there, but taking a look at Pole Belter's items, he already has a Bloodthirster and a Negatron Cloak. Ooh, look at that move over the wall there.
Wow, Pole Belter going into man mode there, jumping over the wall, trying to get the heal on Soraka, but a little bit too much right there, forgetting just how much burst healing Soraka has. She used a heal and her ultimate on herself and just barely managed to survive. And then, unfortunately, got jumped on by Nautilus and Mordekaiser there as well. So that one didn't quite work out. It was almost a really nice play, but unfortunately, not quite what he wanted. And he's going to have to go charge up a few more of those Bloodthirster stacks after being sent back to the fountain with his 3rd death of the game, actually. A little bit surprising that Pole-Belter's died 3 times, given how strong Curse has been overall in this game. But it's just been a little bit too aggressive in some of these fights.
No, that's definitely a little bit of a downside for Curse. However, he does have such a unsurmountable farm advantage over Warwick in the top lane, 103 to 41. We mentioned he has Bloodthirster and a Negatron Cloak, in addition to a Null Magic Mantle and boots, so he's going to be going for those Mercury Treads eventually. But Warwick, meanwhile, 41 farm. His big items are Ninja Tabby and Madred's Razors, so unfortunately for Team Pure, despite Pole Belter being the weak link for Curse, they're not really able to capitalize on this yet.
Yeah, big fight going on mid. We've already seen Mordekaiser drop. That charm will hit on Graves, but Curse is backing out. Nautilus just barely missing on the dredge line right there. They used all their damage, just were able to concentrate their damage on Mordekaiser for a second, and he just was bursted down so quickly. Nijaki has already finished the Rylai's Crystal Scepter onto Ahri, and along with the Sork Shoes, he's got quite a bit of ability power, and he's reasonably tanky. He does have 1700 life. For this early in the game, that's a pretty decent amount, and wow, look at this. Baron Call coming out from Team Curse. They've got the pink ward down, no ward coverage for Team Pure, and they look like they're going to be set to get this Baron. A very early Baron Call, but Team Pure just not expecting this whatsoever. There it goes. So taking the 16-minute Baron and now diving onto that poor Soraka. She's going to flash it again. It doesn't break the tether, and that's going to be another kill for St. Vicious. Warwick getting caught over here by Urgot. We'll see if they're going to be able to finish him off. There comes the swap. Not sure that was really necessary, as St. Vicious takes the kill for a double, and that is actually St. Vicious's 6th kill of this match. He is very strong as Nocturne, even has double gold per 10 ticking. Went ahead and got that Avarice Blade as well. A very unusual item choice, but just had a lot of gold early game and decided to put it to use, and it seems to still be working for them.
And the thing is, Curse has so many wards around the map at this point in time, too. They're warded super deep. They have the entire river warded. They have the enemy jungle warded. They know where they are and when they want them there. So when they called for that Baron, you saw St. Vicious pop the ultimate and then fell on top of Soraka from there. That's just how much abuse they have out of these wards right now. And it's really just continuing to push those advantages. Pure had wards around the map. Unfortunately, they're all expired right now.
Elements is lurking over in that side brush. He was kind of there by himself, but look, here comes the dive underneath that tower in mid. All kinds of damage going out on both sides. Pole-Belter is quite low. I think that Ignite is going to finish him off. No, he's just barely going to be able to survive. Elements diving underneath the tower, tanking it for the rest of the team. There goes the middle tower, and that is a 4-0 in mid. Pole-Belter, the only one who looked like he was about to go down there. But at this point, the game is pretty much finished with Baron buff ahead this many kills. They're going to surely get an inhibitor off of this push. Well, I guess they may not get it because the death timers are so short this early in the game. But at this point, they can just invade anywhere and everywhere that they want to. They've got a 15,000 gold lead. They're closing in on double the gold of Team Pure, and we've just really seen Team Curse running on all cylinders in this match. They seem to have just pushed all the right buttons and have been in exactly the right position just throughout this match thus far. We are seeing a continued push here on the part of Curse. They're lurking down in the brush in bottom lane, just waiting for somebody to peek their head out so that they can have Urgot and Taric jump on top of them. Pole-Belter hanging out here. Ahri is going ahead and stealing the blue buff from Team Pure as well, going for that steal. Let's just click and see some of the individual gold totals while we have a second here. Right now, St. Vicious is leading the way with 9,000 gold. Nobody on Team Pure much over 5,000. Mordekaiser actually has the most right now, so he is let's see, he is about almost, he's about 5,000 gold ahead of the jungler on the other team. So that's pretty substantial, and it's almost as bad elsewhere in terms of what everybody else is running right there. The closest lane is probably more or less mid, and even there it's a 3,000 gold difference. So really it's just a matter of Curse grouping up. We'll see if we have a 20-minute surrender or not. But this game has just, been burst so wide open. Curse has a free dragon if they choose to take it. Meanwhile, Ahri is just hanging out in top lane, pushing down this tower, taking her time, trying to get this one down. Going to be able to retreat back from there. And really, they can just do whatever they want at this point in time. Ahri even getting caught right now, going to get ulted by Nautilus. But again, this is Ahri. She's difficult to kill. Elements just walking right into the middle of the team. He doesn't care at all. There goes the ult coming out from Nocturne, diving onto Soraka, who just melts like butter left out in the sun. St. Vicious tanking the tower. He is going to fall, but the rest of Team Pure is just going to follow just so early on. Just a lot of damage coming out here from Curse. That's going to be a 5-1 ace. There's 20 minutes, and there's an excellent chance that we're going to see surrender vote coming out here any second now, just because if they don't surrender, then the game is just going to keep going this way and keep snowballing. We'll just see how long it takes Team Curse to finish this one off. Their Baron buff has run out right now. It is about to finish up, and we'll see how they choose to play it from here. Anyway, the inhib is falling right now. My partner Optimus Tom apparently has gotten a bug splat on here, so I'm going to finish commentating this one out myself. Fortunately, I'm the one running the stream for this game. We see the inhibitor falling in top lane. We see Nautilus being engaged upon. No, looks like Nautilus is going to be okay. Looks like Team Curse is backing out here, and we'll see where they choose to go from here. Ahri hanging out in the base, playing a dangerous game here, but Nijaki apparently just not that frightened, not particularly intimidated. Let's see, does he have his ultimate up? Yes, so he can still dash out if he would get into any kind of trouble. And there we have the Team Curse finally backing out. And it looks like they're going to need to go back by, let's see how much gold some of them are sitting on. Yeah, Nijaki is sitting on 3,000 gold, 3,100 gold, so he really does need to go back and spend that. Going to have his blue kill recalled by the enemy team. There he's poking away at Nautilus, that dredge line just barely missing, as the rest of the team seems to be hanging out farming. Nijaki's still just playing, like I said, playing a dangerous game here, really just trying to poke away at the entire enemy team. There is the Warwick ultimate right there. Let's see if he's going to be able to dash out. There's the flash coming out. He's going to use his Orb of Deception. He's still doing a ton of damage on these pokes. There comes the Nautilus ult, getting the knock up in the air. Where is the rest of Team Curse? Looks like they are just pushing bottom lane and trying to take advantage of the fact that Team Pure is all the way up here in top. So Nijaki running distraction right there. I think he wanted to stick around until he had enough gold to get his death cap, potentially. Anyway, Urgot and Lee Sin are pushing that bottom tower. We'll see how quickly they can finish this one off. Elements is back in the base. He's trying to return. St. Vicious is on his way down here as well. This tower not quite going to fall. We'll see if they choose to go. Warwick taking a lot of damage. The Ignite will finish him off. In comes Nocturne as well. Pobelter is quite low. I think he has not fallen yet. He's going to dash back in with his Dragon Kick. Now Nautilus going to get swapped as well. Another double kill for St. Vicious, his 12th kill of the match. He is having a fantastic game. In games like this, you wonder why it is that he ended up on Team Curse instead of sticking with CLG. But anyway, right there, Elements taking a lot of damage, tanking for the rest of the team under the tower. They do need these minions to continue pushing up so that they can finish off this tower in bottom lane. Instead, looks like they're going to back out. Pobelter jumping over there, hopping over the wall, and getting this one finished. We do see that Dragon is still up over here. We'll see if Curse wants to take it. Looks like they will. Might as well. It is a 3,000 gold to the rest of the team. A lot of people have finished items. Let's take a look at some of these item builds while we have a moment here, while the action is down. We actually see the Quicksilver Sash coming out on Pobelter. He's got the Brutalizer. He may be going for another Bloodthirster there. We see the Aegis on Elements, the Tark player. He also has double gold per 10 and a Phage, a bit of an unusual item on Tark, but yes, does have the Phage right there. Randuin's, Ghostblade, Wriggles, Phage, and Hex Drinker on St. Vicious's Nocturne. That is a pretty full item build for only 23 minutes into the game. He nearly has a 6-item build. Baron has respawned, and most of Team Curse is doing this. It is warded, but I'm just not sure if Team Pure is going to be able to do anything about it. Element sitting there tanking much of Team Pure. We'll see if he's able to escape. There goes the Baron. Nijaki leaping in. He's going to get 1 kill. How many more kills is he going to get here? There is the ultimate, the knockup from Nautilus. Here comes the rest of Team Curse coming down from the top lane. right there. Nautilus is going to fall. Let's see if Lee Sin can initiate. Yep, jumping onto Graves. He's going to get swapped as well. Actually, he's not even going to get swapped. He will be burst down before he even can finish getting swapped. There is the dive onto Soraka. St. Vicious not caring that he's tanking 2 towers right here. There is the Fear proc. Randuin's coming out, going to flash out underneath the tower. And these Nexus towers are quite low as well. So it's just a matter of time at this point until Curse finishes it off. There's the Taric stun onto Warwick. He's going to try to element Taric underneath the fountain, but it's not going to work out. There is the ace call. I believe that's the second or third ace of the game right now. Nexus turrets going down. We see Nautilus coming forward, trying to do what he can to save the base, but I don't think it's going to be enough as he just gets instantly exploded. Pobelter dying to laser in the fountain, but this will be the end of the match, and Team Curse is going to take a 1-0 lead in this match. This one really not close at all. Team Curse showing off their skills and flexing their muscles in this one. So we'll see if things go better for Team Pure in Game 2 of this best of 3.